Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Talkaholics podcast. This is Iman.
This is Raazia.
So this episode is pretty chill. We talk about the Oscars that are coming up, and by the time you guys are listening to this, it's already passed.
Yep.
The Grammys, and then some movies that we watched recently, and what we thought about them. So it's pretty chill. It's a pretty entertainment based, and we hope you guys enjoy.
Welcome back to the Talkaholics podcast.
Hello.
We're going to sound a little different on this one.
Yes.
Sorry about that, but I think if you listened into the last episode, we did have some technical difficulties. My laptop is not friendly. It chops our audio in half for some reason. I think there's a storage issue with it. I tried to solve it before, but maybe it just is time for me to get a new one. But yeah, guys, thanks for listening. And I think this podcast episode will be a lot lighter than the last one. We're just going to go through a few of our last movies that we had watched. But before that, tomorrow, as of this recording date, will be the Oscars, which for me is such an event for my family because we basically treat it like our Super Bowl. And so we actually get wings and stuff and like food.
Really? No way.
I'm not even shitting you. Yeah. Some years we've
like the opposite for my family.
No, is it really?
I mean, like they watch it, but it's not as serious.
Yes. Like, because, like some people, like they dedicate like the All-Star NBA weekend.
Yeah,
to,
that is one for my family.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But for us, it's like usually award shows. Oscars is like the pinnacle. Is like, that's when you pull out, all the food. Everyone kind of gets like comfy and stuff. People come over. So
can I just say the NBA All-Stars was great.
Was it? I watched the first half of it.
Did
was
you?
It good? Yeah.
It was great. I love the dunk competition. That's my favorite of the entire weekend.
Yeah.
And I gotta say the dunks were great. I mean, I feel like in the past, I like the reactions of the crowd and like other NBA players.
Right.
I like watching them because
it's that drama.
No, but like when the dunk is good, you can like you see it in their faces, right? And I feel like it over the years has gotten more toned down for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But definitely like years ago when it was like
it used to be
huge. Like
that's definitely when we used to watch it and actually like sit around the TV and stuff. I think because nowadays we don't really even keep up with the Raptors, so
my family is very on top of that.
That's the thing. So like I feel like especially when we used to live in Scarborough in our apartment, that like I remember vividly watching all the way through like the All-Star show and whatever, and like because I knew the names better at that time, and like when Vince Carter was like on our team in that era.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was, but I still remember like enough of that to know like holy shit, this was like a thing, especially the dunk competition and stuff.
The Raptors became a team when we were in the year we were born.
No,
95.
You're shitting me.
They weren't
a thing
team before that. No.
Oh, I learned something today.
Yeah.
Shit. That's pretty cool.
Anyways, let's move back to what we were talking about. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Yeah, the Oscars are tomorrow, which is going to be pretty exciting, well, for me at least. And just to see, like, a lot of the nominations, I think a good few of them I really am, like, paying attention to. I think the biggest one for us is Black Panther, the fact that it's being even acknowledged, is on the table.
Oh my God, if they win, I'm going to scream.
I think they're nominated for Best Song. Or soundtrack, it's Best Song for All the Stars.
Oh, I love Best Song.
Yes, me too. But I don't think they're performing. I heard that they're the only best nominated, like in that category. Usually every Oscar year, they make all the songs performed like throughout the show.
Yeah.
So that by the end of it, you know who's being nominated.
Oh.
And Kendrick's not performing.
Why?
I don't know if he's like on tour or like SZA was
Kendrick.
I would have been sick to see him at the Oscars.
Are you kidding me?
That
would be amazing.
Anyways, so they're not going to be performing, but they are nominated, and I think they also got the Best Picture nom, which is again sick.
That's crazy.
That they got that far.
I love that.
But yeah, even other movies include like Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favourite's up there for a bunch. I'm blanking on the other few, but there's just a lot of other Oscar nominations. I usually am really excited about the red carpet too. I love fashion and just like being that. I hate Joan Rivers, but like being the Joan Rivers type to just be like, oh, she looks good, but really with her body, you know. I'm like that person on the side. It's just like that critique for fashion.
I never watch red carpets.
No,
never? It's boring for me. I like looking at pictures later
in the gallery.
Yeah,
in Vogue.
I don't like to wait till like I don't need to see all that. Like I don't know what it is. Like the interviews, I'm just like I don't care what's going on in your life. Like
meanwhile, I'm like shitting myself because it's so fun. I think you have to be around the right crowd when that stuff is happening. Like, I think it's pathetic and pretty sad if you're like alone at home just watching people talk to each other like on a red carpet.
I don't know why it's just not interesting for me. Like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, they look good, and then they have conversations and I'm like, I don't care what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, but I think that part of it's really fun. I think the Oscars is gonna be really interesting. I think there was some controversy over there not being any female directors, I heard. Which, to be fair, like this year, I can't even name a single movie that was
directed by a female.
Yeah, that was like that deserves kind of Oscar hype.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I could mention A Wrinkle in Time, but I'm not gonna say like that that deserves.
I didn't watch it, but
yeah, I purposely didn't watch it. I was kind of scared by like the trailer. I was like so afraid with a book like that though, because it's like so fantastical. Like, it's so easy to get wrong. So I know there's like a lot of unhappiness around that topic, but I'm interested to see too. We were talking about before how like Kevin Hart is not
right
hosting, so they haven't chosen a host period. It's gonna be a hostless show, but yeah, I'm serious. Yeah.
What?
So then they'll just have like nominees.
The people just come up and talk?
Yeah, so they're just gonna have like guests and stuff, like do as they normally do, like
like but then who's gonna
so they're just gonna have
who's gonna structure the show?
They're just gonna have an opening, and like apparently there's been shows like that in the past that have been hostless that I can't even remember.
Me neither.
Because I always like associate person to each year, right, that comes by. So
yeah, interesting.
Don't
okay,
know. I don't know. I'm curious to see how they open up with it. I don't know. There'll probably be an acknowledgement of Kevin Hart somewhere in the show.
Yeah,
I think someone will give like their 2 cents and like their little comedy opening bits.
Yeah,
somebody will say something.
I never find them funny.
They can be. It depends who's hosting. It can be really, really cringy. Like one year, Neil Patrick Harris was the host, and he couldn't do it. Like it was not good. Because they chose him because he can. He's done like hosting for the Tonys, which is a Broadway award show, which is different, and that is his realm, and he's great there. But it was just the weirdest translation. I'm like, you're a TV guy who's like presenting at an Oscar show otherwise, so that was painful. But yeah, I think it's gonna I think I'm more excited to like talk about after the fact and on the episode with
definitely see who won and stuff like that, and if we agreed with it
with our kind of prediction. The Grammys have happened too. I think last weekend.
I definitely want to talk about that.
Yeah, which I watched all the way through until J-Lo happened. So which is what I was looking forward to. So
I overall I feel like the Grammys were a little disappointing.
Okay, and why was that?
I feel like a lot of the I feel like there was like a lot of I just felt like there was something missing from it. Like,
okay,
I don't know, the Grammys are always usually so exciting, yeah, and I didn't feel excited. I didn't sorry, that was a long pause.
That's okay.
I didn't feel the same, when watching it. I love that Alicia Keys hosted, but I'm not sure
for me, to be honest.
Yeah,
I felt really
I'm not sure if she was always supposed to host the Grammys. It felt like at times they were not prepared.
Did you notice at one point in
when
the show,
the camera followed her and there was like some dude on the side?
Yeah, there's some producer guy who's like, no, you're still going.
Yeah, like it's a lot of the times it just felt like they weren't prepared, like they hadn't practiced or something. So I feel like maybe she was a last minute pick or something,
or they didn't practice because she was busy or something.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That did come across.
I love her energy. I also felt that there was times where they just inserted things like randomly. There was that one time where she was playing the piano, two pianos at the same time. I'm like, I wonder if that was just like,
I think that was planned.
Do you think it was planned?
I think that was planned. I don't think it was nicely incorporated with this show. Like, I get the nod.
Yeah.
She's a singer-songwriter, so she was giving a nod to like all the other songs she wished she
Yeah.
wrote, which I liked the bit. I almost wish she almost opened the show with that. Or
Exactly.
something.
You know what I mean?
Like,
it felt like it was weird. It was just like randomly in the middle of
Yeah.
the show, and she did a great job. That wasn't the thing. It
I
was
loved
just
it,
the
actually.
placement of it. And I love Alicia Keys' energy.
Mm-hmm.
She's always so optimistic, and she's always so like the way she words things, the way she speaks, very powerful.
Yeah.
I just felt there was times where it was stiff.
Like
it wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't flow.
Yeah. Because I was talking to my sister-in-law about this because she always comes off to me as like she's like consistently at an open mic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She's always in spoken word mode.
Yeah.
So I like the energy. Yeah, I like that it's a different vibe she made. Everything felt more like intimate. Like we were at like a little bit of a club,
exactly.
Which is nice, but at the same time, that for too long can get exhausting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think what she missed and because she doesn't really have a background on this, she doesn't really do interviews. She doesn't really like mingle with people and kind of like showcase other people. Do you know what I'm saying? In anything that she's done in the past. So it's a lot of that improv work or like the cooperation work. Like that's when it kind of felt apart to me. Like when she was on stage with someone else or they're supposed to be bantering. That's kind of the word I'm looking for. Like that's when it would change the tone a little bit.
Yeah.
So
and also
she's a bit of a soloist.
Yeah, and also yeah. Also, like I felt like I don't know if it's just because a lot of like bigger stars that used to come to the Grammys a lot have started to like boycott the Grammys, or something because there were so many people missing. You know what I mean? Like, did you see Drake when he got his award?
I loved his speech. To be honest.
I loved his speech.
I was like, yeah.
First of all, I didn't think he was there.
Yeah.
But then he came and he was like. And he
was in the back. You realized he came from the back.
He came from the back.
Like, why are you not?
He just came for. I think he just came to get his award and left. I honestly believe so because he just came on. He was like, he basically said like, yeah, thanks for the award, but you know, this isn't like an NBA championship where you worked hard and you won because you worked hard. It's because someone decided to.
Like, it's a favoritism thing. Like,
yeah, exactly. And he's like, he's like, yeah, you know, this is great, but it's not like you. It's not. It doesn't always mean you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not always a deserved award. Yeah. And I was like, and they cut him off. Did you notice? Yeah. I was like, that's when you know you're speaking the truth.
Yeah.
you get cut off.
I was so proud of him. I was so proud of him. He also looked really, really, really good. Like,
yeah, he looked great.
I was like,
wow. Yeah. Champagne Poppy. Anyways. Yeah, so it was that part of it that made me like kind of think like, you know what? I feel like a lot of the people nominated like I've never heard before, but you know at the same time I'm not a country person, so a lot of those people were country. But even the R&B selection, I think I only knew like one artist.
Her?
Yeah, it was just her. I think one or two artists I knew, and the other ones I never heard of before.
Are those like 11-year-old looking ones? The two twins?
I don't know.
I was like, I really
felt,
outside of this.
I felt bad. I was like, I listen to R&B all the time, and I was like, why don't I know any of these artists?
Yeah,
there's so many. There are so many R&B artists that could have gotten.
Yeah,
like nominated.
Yeah,
with music that came out this year. I was confused.
Ariana wasn't involved at all. Did you notice that?
No, she wasn't.
I'm like, who was the artist of the year?
I was so confused about that too. Like, what's her name? Musgrave?
Casey Musgraves.
Who is that?
I actually only know one song from her. Ironically,
I'm so mad.
But the rest,
it's like that time when that guy won over Beyonce.
I know this one. Yeah, he's a very short name. He just has like the one name. But yes, him too.
It was just random.
Yeah. He really,
and that's how you, and it really rings true. Drake's speech really rings true,
yeah.
like
because those people win because they have enough people in the background, enough agents, enough people doing promos for them to the Grammys nominators. That's how they're getting through. But it's not that because their music rung true this year or that they truly deserve like the best new artist.
Yeah, and. Yeah, so it was a little disappointing on that front for me. The performances, I'm trying to think. Like, the fact that I can't really remember the performances say something. Like, the only one I can really remember is Cardi B's. And,
like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Cardi B, like, I don't really have any complaints. Like, she did her thing, It was done.
Made me upset that she's back with who she is.
Oh, that was upsetting. Yeah, it definitely was.
Offset.
Yeah, that was but you know what? That's she she does her thing, whatever. And then the other performance I wanted to speak about was JLo's performance, which you didn't see. Now, JLo's a great performer, always is a great performer, but this was a tribute to Motown.
Yeah, I knew this is what you're gonna touch on. That's what I was waiting.
And the fact that they picked J-Lo,
Yeah,
is a little confusing for me. I don't.
Do you think it's because no one was like I have
no one was available?
Yeah,
or no one wanted to.
Yeah.
Or something, because
Yeah.
I truly don't understand why you would pick J-Lo. And then they picked Neo, and Neo did literally the whole performance. It was J-Lo, and then Neo sang for like 0.5 seconds, and then that was it. And then he was gone. And I was like,
what?
Wait. And even then, Neo. Why Neo?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Neo's...
But those are two World of Dance people. So
that's I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the fact that they picked J-Lo for a Motown tribute, it really didn't make sense to me. She's very like Las Vegas, in your face, like Latin inspired kind of stuff. So it really didn't coincide.
Yeah.
And maybe like she would have done one little bit.
Yeah, just into herself.
But the fact that she was the headliner of it, it just it didn't rub me right. I didn't like it. I mean, not that she sounded bad. It was just like I didn't get Motown vibes.
Yeah.
It didn't really make sense to me.
I know. When she was named, I was like, I think it's more so, it's a combination of two things. They couldn't find someone else big enough. Like, I'm sure they could find another Black artist who would have done it, but not someone big enough to make it like a feature of the show. There's probably like a hard time finding stuff like that, and the fact that she's kind of still relevant right now with World of Dance, with like
but barely.
Yeah, but I think that's why, like, they again, her publicists on the side were like saying, hey, give her a spot, for that reason.
But like, I mean, I get it, like, but J-Lo, like, why did you take it?
Yeah, I don't think she cared. She was getting paid.
That's so upsetting.
Another performance I remember too that I actually liked was the very beginning.
I missed the beginning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the part you didn't see.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Was like a Latino section. Ironically.
Yeah.
Was because
she wasn't on it.
No, she wasn't. Which is again. But it was like a
Ricky Martin, right?
Ricky Martin, and it was the Camila Cabello.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, she did Havana because that was one of the biggest songs of the year.
That was in 2018.
Was it not?
It probably was.
Yeah, so... But,
2018 was a long year, okay?
Yeah, so it was nice. It was her, and then the guy who sang... What's the Justin Bieber song that was, like, really Latin?
Despacito.
Yeah. The other guy on it.
Louis Fonso.
Yeah, he was there. So it was the three of them, which was nice. And they had, like, a really nice setup. It was, like a little dollhouse inspired, but then they're all wearing like Latin clothes, and the lighting was there, and like it was just nice and salsa the whole thing. And then like it was nice to see Ricky Martin as part of that, because he, I think, brought Latin music into like mainstream pop culture.
Yeah.
So to see all of that kind of
weave
into
mix,
each other,
yeah.
It was
That's
nice.
cool.
Like I think that's a proper nod. Like if you wanted to do something with Motown, like that would have been nice to be like, okay, this is like current Latin music, and now who brought it in, and like it was nice to see the mix of those things together.
I don't know. I guess for me, it's just like, because I've been watching the Grammys since I don't even know when I can remember, like since I was literally a child.
Yeah.
I feel like every year, because our time grew up to see a lot of really big stars, and the fact that they're still big parts of the music industry, but they're not a part of the Grammys anymore.
Right.
I feel like I guess I just don't get excited anymore. And it's great to see new talent and stuff like that, but even some of the really good new talent isn't being showcased at the Grammys. So,
but one I did want to mention that I think totally deserved what it won. I'm super happy that that person got acknowledged, but they weren't there. Was Donald Glover or
yes.
God,
And
I was like,
yes,
this is one that deserved it.
I was so happy when they when they mentioned the nomination. I was like, I want him to win, but I don't think he's gonna win.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he won, and I was like, oh, but he wasn't there.
There.
And then also the thing with Mac Miller. Did you hear about the whole Mac Miller thing? The Grammys flew out his parents.
Okay.
Because he was nominated.
But he didn't win it.
And they flew them out and told them that they were gonna play like a tribute video.
Okay.
If he won the Grammy, and then he never won.
Isn't that a little insensitive?
That's so insensitive. And then even the part where how like near the end of the Grammys they do the in memory of those who have passed this year and whatever. First of all, that's a lot of people. Have you noticed? I mean, like, that's a lot of people passed in 1 year. Anyways,
Yeah,
but Mac Miller was like near the middle, and it was very fleeting. Like, it was like 2 seconds, and then it was moved on. And I get it. Like, you have to, acknowledge everybody. But I feel like he was a big one, and they didn't do any tribute, anything. They didn't even mention. I don't even know if I missed it, but nothing.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything either. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's almost irresponsible to do that to someone who's grieving still. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I think for the rest, I saw Lady Gaga perform. I thought she looked great.
Lady Gaga's performance, I forgot about that.
I thought she looked great. Her performance, I've seen her perform better, to be honest.
Yeah, I felt
it was much. Like, it was.
It was over the top, right?
Yeah,
her actions were over the top for her song.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know what it is about Lady Gaga. I don't know if she puts on. Like, she plays a role when she is performing. Well,
kind of does.
Yeah. But I don't know, because I feel like sometimes, like, the way she moves her body when she's singing, like, it's too much. Like, you don't need to be going back and forth like that when you're singing this kind of a song.
Yeah, because I think she underestimates the fact that her voice is there. Like,
her voice is enough.
Power, like, when she can sing well. It's like, okay, you know what? It's like, for people who are, like, listening who, like, really doubt her vocal abilities.
Lady Gaga has an amazing voice.
What you need to watch, and I think she should listen to herself in terms of how to perform. Like, she doesn't need a huge, like, setup or anything. When she did 2 Oscars ago, they did a tribute to a song, Sound of Music. Just like because it was like hitting an anniversary or something. Yeah. She sang the soundtrack, like a melody of the soundtrack of that entire movie. Yeah. Which was like the greatest combination for me because I was like, I love that movie and I love her voice. And all she did was like wore this huge ball gown and just sang the songs in a melody. And it just showcased like her almost operatic voice. She did nothing. Like she wasn't wearing anything different. She wasn't like freaking like jumping around. No, but
anywhere. Lady Gaga really doesn't need.
She got a standing ovation. It was perfect, and for that song especially because it's like
it's such a big song.
It's really slow in the beginning too.
Yeah, and then it's like powerful.
Yeah, like I feel
she really didn't need to be moving like that. Yeah, she didn't need it.
And like at the very end with like the whatever pose she was in, and she like stared at the camera for so long.
Yeah, that was I was confused.
I feel like she thought she was having an iconic moment, and I was like.
I don't know. I didn't like it. Her voice is great. I love that song. That song is just really, really great. Nice. I still haven't seen the movie, but that song is great.
Me too, for some reason.
I don't know. It's just not my vibe, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but one of the like, I think did she win Shallow? She won the award for it.
Yeah, I believe so.
She won the award for it, so whatever. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Oscars tomorrow. And then the only other thing I want to talk about was I watched Green Book.
Oh, right. I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, which is the movie that I think we talked about before, too, where I was like, I've been super hyped for it and have wanted to see it just because, based on, like, the basis of what the story is about. So, those who don't know, why did your phone turn on by itself?
It's okay.
Okay. It's basically about this... well, it starts off with you introducing you to an Italian bouncer who like basically manages this club and is like that guy that the club managers go to if they're having trouble within a club or a nightclub that they say, hey, take care of him, and then he kicks them out, that kind of thing. He's like very hands-on. He's like aggressive in the sense that he's not crazy, he's not violent, but he's very dedicated to working hard and getting his job done. And he's like a typical Italian family man. And he basically loses his job at the club and is like obviously required to find the next big thing. And he has this job to be a taxi driver for this black man who's like super prestigious. Like he has like 41 billion different PhDs. He's like a musician. And he's going on a tour in the Deep South. So you obviously need someone who is that kind of tough. Yeah. Takes care of things. Is just dedicated to getting him from A to B because of that area at that time. Right. He's a concert pianist. So what happened? So what makes it all more complex is that the movie sets the Italian guy up to seem like a racist. Like he definitely has his prejudices towards black people and kind of sees them as like a lower class below Italian people. So like that's the setup. It's a really good movie. I thought the dialogue and like how the shots really look really clean. Everything was paced out perfectly. I thought. In terms of a good movie, it got it. I don't think I cried necessarily at any part of it. Yeah. I thought it was like just well told. And I like how Mahershala Ali played his character in that he he's someone who like is just super prideful. He's a very very like a solo person, but also it's just like everything's about being proper. Everything's about being super polite and just owning the fact that he's as rich as he is and as smart and like he's just that person.
Yeah.
So it's really good. I don't want to say too much about it because I want to
watch it. Don't.
But I did have an issue about it near the end, because of like, you know how like every movie ends off with some sort of a morale or like, here's the learning lesson by the end of this. Okay, I won't say too much, but I just want you to have this in mind when you come back, and maybe we can talk about it after in another episode about whether you thought this story was about the Italian guy teaching the black guy something.
Oh no.
Raazia. Because that's kind of how it came. I don't think they intentionally meant that. Honestly, I don't think that they.
Oh my god.
I don't think that they wanted it to be that kind of a dynamic.
Yeah.
But how I read the story, at least watching it, it kind of came off too much like that for me, for my liking.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to discredit it. I think it deserves the nomination it got. I think especially from the Italian guy also really acted really well. Yeah. He was like not a caricature of an Italian man. He was just like was just that character. It was nice. But I think you'll see it the same way I did. Actually,
I'm gonna check it out.
I think you will.
I'll let you.
I recommend it just because it's like I don't know the history of this person, like this really famous musician, and I think it was nice to learn about his really interesting upbringing that is not the same to other black people at that time.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, it's nice to see like that side of things. But
well, I also saw another movie, but it's very different from this one. I watched What Men Want.
Oh,
Taraji P. Henson. I loved it.
Really?
I loved it.
That's
okay,
good.
so
I'm glad you liked it actually.
I know that it didn't get the best reviews.
That's why I was saying.
Which I was confused about. Like, who's making these reviews? Because obviously they don't understand. You know, and honestly, it depends on what you're critiquing, right? Mm-hmm. So like, in terms of it being like a groundbreaking storyline, no, it's not. It's just it's a comedy.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. Like, Taraji P. Henson played her role very well. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a forced comedy like last time we were talking about the Jennifer Lopez movie.
Right, yeah.
It didn't feel awkward. I liked it. I love the jokes. There was a lot of good comedic moments. I was like laughing out loud. Nice. That's when I know I'm having a good time watching a movie. I was laughing out loud multiple points during the film. Okay. And for people who don't know, why don't you know? But it's basically she has like this meeting with a psychic, and then she ends up drinking something from the psychic and then hits her head, and then when she wakes up in the morning, she can hear the inner thoughts of men. And it's an interesting storyline because she grew up with only her dad, and she's always been surrounded by men. So she works in a male dominated
work
environment. So she's always believed that she knows men, but then was finding that she was kind of missing out on opportunities because people believe she didn't understand men. So then when she got to know, like when she heard their inner thoughts, she was like, oh, I can use this to my advantage kind of thing. And it kind of goes through this whole story, and I enjoyed it. It was really funny.
That's good.
I recommend you watch it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, awesome. But it was good.
Because I was looking at it, and I remember reading the reviews and going, oh, like I'm so upset because I don't like Taraji P. Henson for me is entertaining. Mm-hmm. And the concept, I think I feel like I could enjoy it just because it's supposed to be tongue in cheek, like it's supposed to be like one of those movies. It's that, and I think isn't it romantic? Is the other Rebel Wilson movie that came out recently?
Yeah,
which I haven't seen that. She's stuck in a romantic comedy. Is the premise, which you're not about it. What's your opinion of Rebel Wilson?
I like Rebel Wilson.
That's why I kind of want to watch it.
I think she's hilarious, and I loved her in Pitch Perfect. As Fat Amy, she's a really funny actress. And I like her even like when she's just being Rebel Wilson. Like I still like her her personality.
So funny. She's really pretty, eh? Like her face, like she's actually
so. But I just don't like. I don't the idea of just she's stuck in a very typical rom-com. It just like. Yeah. It's just like cringy for me. But I don't know, maybe I'll give it a chance.
I think because I'm really not watching it for the premise. I'm more so watching it. She's co-starring next to someone I know I don't like. I think I can't remember the person's name, but they, but I like Rebel Wilson enough that I think she can carry a movie like entirely just with herself.
I'll give it a chance
because of her like just her physical comedy and stuff too is just so funny.
But in what men want, I don't know what happened there. You know who's in it? Pete Davidson.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Oh nice.
He's in it. He's not like a main role, but he's there. And his character is so interesting.
Oh my god!
He's such I didn't realize how tall he was. He's very tall.
He's tall. He's huge. He's
but the male interest, Charles P. Henson's male interest. Let me tell you, he's beautiful.
Ooh, what's his name? Okay.
I know, I've never seen him before. This is a new actor. Okay, I've never seen him before. But let me tell you,
I'm gonna give you a live review of this man.
He's beautiful.
Because I don't know what men want. We're looking up the cast. Okay, not Showtime, please. Do you mean this? I forgot his name.
No, that's not him. Oh, he's also in it. What's his name? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's a pretty big actor.
From 30 Rock is what I was talking about. Is it Aldous Hodge? Is it this guy?
Yeah. That's a bad picture of him. Wow.
I was like...
that is not a good picture.
I was like, the guy from Get Out looks better than him in that picture. Hold on.
Tracy Morgan. That's who's in it.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan's that 30 Rock guy. Okay, let me see. Like, that one's nice.
Yeah. He's a good-looking person. Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at he's staring into your soul.
British. He's British.
Oh, is he? Okay. Really?
No, I'm asking you. Is he British?
Oh, I don't think so, because...
He looks British for some reason. Like in that, I don't know.
He looks British.
He looks British. There's a lot of black actors who are British.
There are.
But I think he's...
Why is there a picture of Obama? Anyways.
He looks pretty good there.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot. Dang. Okay. Was he funny? Or was he just more like the pretty...
No. He had his moments. He wasn't like the funniest character, but he had his moments there. There were some moments... This is not giving anything away. I don't think. But there was this part where, because she gets hear their inner thoughts, right? So they're at this what's it called? Like a bar, like a pool / bar.
Yeah.
Place.
Okay.
And pool and bar. Okay.
Does it sound like you know what those things are?
I know, right? Like
we're super well versed in bars.
So they're there, and so she's playing pool with her, and then her best friend and fiance, they're like on a double date or whatever.
Okay.
And so she's like, basically she can hear all the thoughts going on in all the men's heads there, whatever. And so this waitress comes and is like, oh, do you need anything else and stuff? And she's like, no. And then the waitress obviously like gives a nice like up and down to the guy she's with. And then Taraji P. Henson says something like along the lines of, ooh, like you got all the girls staring, whatever. And he's like, her? What are you talking about? And then in his head, he goes, why would I look at her if you're standing right in front of me? Right? Or something like that. And I kid you not, all the girls in the audience of the theater were like, aww.
Yeah. I am like...
It was a collective like, I was like, y'all are lacking in something in your love lives. I don't know. But yeah, it was cute. Like there's moments like that where I was like, damn. Say it out loud, why don't you? Like, I guess they were trying to, I don't know. But it's interesting because it's like, yeah, okay, guys may think that, but they're not very good at communicating it, okay?
Yeah. It's I think it's more so flipping on the stereotype. I think what that scene is setting up for is like, yes, I am looking at her.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty funny though. I do want to watch it now.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It's funny.
The only other movie that I think I've watched within the time that since I've like met you last is the Favorite. What, are you still looking at him, girl?
No. Sorry, I was like, I just realized there's a lot of pretty good
Erykah Badu's in
actresses in this. Well, yeah, Erykah Badu